So,
welcome to the Jackson Hour. Like I said, the Jackson Hour has stuck a big thing in my friendship, and we talked about, kissing girls, doing a lot of good stuff. This Jackson Hour we have is just getting personal and talking about what's happening in sports. So tonight's guest we have for you, everyone knows who he is. It's Frank Longo. He's now the fourth now. Now the fourth. How does that feel being the fourth?
feels like you have to fill in some big shoes sometimes. I mean, I'm known as Little Frank in my family, and then there's my dad, who's Big Frank, and then there's of course, my grandpa, rest in peace. He was always named Junior. He actually looked like Junior from The Sopranos, so it was kind of funny. He was a short little guy,
Oh, wow.
and it was like he had the thick glasses, the whole 9 yards,
Yeah.
But it's really cool, man. I mean, all my friends, it's so funny. My friends are like, "Yo, why is everybody calling you Little Frank?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Little Frank. Like that's my Italian basically nickname now is Little Frank." So it's so funny. Like my mom will go to people and they're like, "Oh, do you have kids?" "Yeah, my son's actually Little Frank. He's right around here somewhere, And there's a 30-year-old guy coming down,
Right.
and then who's 6'2" and goes, "Hey, I'm Little Frank." They're like, "Who the hell is Big Frank?" You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because it's kind of like if you ever watch Step Brothers, you know how oh, this is my son, and you're thinking it's gonna be a young buck, and then it's Will
Yeah,
Ferrell or whatever. Exactly. So it's just kind of funny that
yeah,
Little Frank is 6'3", whatever, six, whatever.
yeah.
I maybe you're not 6'3", but
Yeah,
yeah, it's just funny.
around there. I'll
So
allow on a Tinder profile kind of thing, whatever.
exactly. So now you're the fourth, like I said. How is it being a father and having Frank Longo the fifth? That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
That has to be strange.
dude, it's really weird. I mean, I think it hit me after, I would say a week. Frankie, my son's Frank Valentino Longo the fifth. And
Damn.
it was crazy because I started looking through my baby pictures, and you couldn't really tell the difference. Looking at him and then looking at my pictures, I was like, "Oh my god, we look exactly alike." And then I looked at
Mhm.
my wife's baby pictures, and I'm like, "Wait a second, he looks like you." So we're still trying to figure out who he looks like. Like every day he switches to looking like Sarah or looking like me, and it's just
Mhm.
such a cool. You really don't understand. I hate to say the cliche thing. You don't understand that you can love something without that until it happens to you, and it's crazy because yeah, man, it's just really cool to be a dad. I mean, it's one of the coolest things in the world. I mean, I love it. I mean, every single day, if I have a bad day at work, it's never a bad day because I go home to a healthy kid and he's smiling, and maybe he might be pooping while I'm holding him because I'm so happy holding him, and then I'll poop and I'm like, "Oh, I just gotta change his diaper, not a big deal." I mean, it's just it's awesome. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just your life changes a lot, but at the same time, it changes for the best. And it's just you're gonna just grow with this person, and this person's gonna see you get old, and they're gonna listen to what you say, and then you're like, "Oh crap, I need to change." It sort of changes you for the best too. You got to put your best
Right.
foot forward at all times. I used to curse nonstop. I used to, I grew up in a locker room. I was in a fraternity house. Motherfucking everything.
Right. Yeah. Now you gotta have a
Oh,
filter.
mother freaker. You're like,
Yeah.
oh God. You gotta be that
No,
cheesy dad
exactly.
again. And then, all of a sudden Sarah, I did the mustache, and Sarah's like, "I actually like it." And I'm like, "All right, I'm rocking this till I die now. This thing's staying for a while."
Exactly. So, kind of on the same topic, like, how did the transition for you to become a father? I'm assuming at first it was very scary, right? It was terrifying because this is your first child. You don't really know what to do because it's a human being, a small human being. Like, who did you go to, I guess, for, help?
Well, first things first is when me and Sarah were trying for a really long time. We were trying for like a year and a half. And then we were like, all right, we're moving into my parents at some point. So we were really stressed out about not getting pregnant for a really long time. And we were stressed out. And then I think we sort of like was like, okay, we can't get pregnant right now. But we're moving into my parents in a couple of months. So that's like, wait it out.
Mhm.
Wait until we buy a house. So I guess we were all relaxed. And then one night I go to the bathroom and Sarah has 6, pregnancy things, and they're all saying positive. And I'm like, and then it was
Oh,
like, hey,
shit.
you're
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, we're good. Like
Yeah.
I'm in a good job. I'm at this. You're at a good job. Blah blah blah. Even though Sarah went back to school literally like right when this happened to go to be a coding, get into coding, and she's taking
Mhm.
during her pregnancy and now after her pregnancy she's still in school. Teachers love her because she's just grinding.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like, okay, let's figure this out. So we moved into my parents earlier than we thought, sold my house. Now we're looking for a house, but still, it's just like, it was like an oh shit moment. But I need to get my stuff together and get it ready, because I
Right.
can't raise a 1-bedroom condo. But the number one
Exactly.
person I think I went to was my dad. I mean, shout out to my dad, and then a
Yeah.
lot of my friends who already had kids. I was like, yo, man. And then some of my, like, all my guy friends were like, dude, we already knew you were going to be a good dad. Like, this is exciting time for you. Don't freak out. You're going to be fine. You're good with kids already. Like, they're like, when you come over to my house, first thing you do is not even say hi to me. You say hi to the kids and, like, hold them. And then you say hi. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, I think I am ready. And then my nieces and nephews, how I played with them, and my brother-in-laws, and then my sister-in-laws, like, they're like, you're good. Like, don't worry about it. You're fine. You're like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be so much fun for you. It's so different, but at the same time, you're not scared of picking up a baby. And I never was, but so it was a really cool moment. I mean, in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, it's definitely something, like, very eye-opening. Like, from a big family, and a lot of my cousins
Yeah.
are now having babies, so it's like, I don't know if I wanna hold it, things like that. But it's good to hear. Now, talking about your wife, we had the 302 Birds, fan or March Madness tournament, right? She was just I tuned into Dalton's show a couple weeks ago, and she was just raking in those W's. Think she ended up winning,
Dude,
didn't she?
she won. She won. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She's a
So
monster.
when I first saw her like winning, I was like, Frank just like filled it out for her, blah blah blah. And then I saw you on the show with Dalton, and you're like, no, like she actually knows basketball. So what was her kind of thought process, and how is she so good at March Madness bracketology?
So, dude, she does. So she watches like a couple big games during the season, and she watches like the big players. Like she watched a couple Florida games. She watched a couple. Um, I forget other games. She watched Auburn, and she goes, "Dude, they have a great offense, but their defense is slacking. Like if you're a top team and you're putting up this numbers, but they're like not even that good of a team, but they're maybe like 15 points behind
Hmm.
you." You should be like defending, you know what I mean? So it was like really interesting. And then she just looks through the internet, man, and she just goes through it and just reads and reads and reads. And it's like she like makes it like her March Madness is her thing, man. Like she'll just do her
Yeah.
homework on it. And she's like a scientist to her brack. She's like a brachologist. Like she'll be just like, okay, if this player does this, and I'm like, and like I'm the typical guy, like, I know Duke, they'll win that. You know what I mean? They'll win
Yeah.
that. like, who thought of University of Houston beating them? Like, you know what I mean? And Sarah was like, they're big, and Duke doesn't have as much weight on them as Houston does. And I'm like, how does she know?
Like, what the hell? Like, how does she know this stuff? Yeah.
It's like crazy. And then now she's getting really into sports. I mean, she loves golf. She's starting to play golf. That's really sick, actually watching her grow into a sport. And starting to really like it, how much I love it. I remember the first time I took her out on a Saturday, because I used to take her out during the week. And she's like, I want to go out on a Saturday. It's you and I, blah, 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 at like a real course, not like a 9-hole course,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, cool. So we went to the course. Guys were just blasting music, drinking beer, talking stuff. And I was just sitting there, and I was like sort of just watching her start understanding it. And then by like the 4th or 5th hole, she stood there and just looked at me and then looked around, listening to the music, guys drinking beer all around like every other hole, and see them like just like talking and shooting the shit and stuff like that. She goes, I get this. I get why people love this now.
Right.
Like outside, you're in like, you have trees, you have just like grass, you're walking the grass, you're talking about your shot, you're talking just, the shit, and you're just having a good time. And
right.
I'm like, yeah, it's addicting, isn't it? She goes, oh my God, I get it. Like this, you men been hiding this from us for years. I go, yeah, I sort of like did the big ultimate sin of golfing.
Right. And that's like the cool thing. I think however bad COVID was, I think one bright thing that came out of it was golf. I think more and more people got cabin fever, being in the house, and like decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick up my sticks and go on the golf course and play some.
And it kind of screwed everybody that golfed before this, because it was like, I remember the country club that I was planning on joining, like when I got my new house and all this, the whole 9 yards. I was like, it's like $3,000 and it's like $300 a month. Whatever, not a big deal. I called them a couple months ago just to see the price, just to double check it. They're like, yeah, it's $20,000 to join.
Holy shit.
And it's a 2-year wait list. And I'm like, and it's $650 a month. And I'm like,
yeah, no, forget that.
Well, that kind of like threw that under. Now I got to look for other country clubs that I really want to join.
Exactly. And speaking about golf, obviously 302 Birds is a primarily Philadelphia sports, but we also play golf. So we had one of the greatest weekends of all time. I truly think this was one of the best weekends ever, and it was the Masters weekend. I mean, the Masters is one of the greatest and well-known golf tournaments in PGA Tour history. And a lot more people from what happened today, we'll talk more about that later. But this was just an insane weekend, and I love the Masters weekend. So, my biggest takeaway was just, I think more and more people started to fall in love with watching the sport of golf. And I mean, what's your takes on the Weekend in Paradise? That's just perfect title. So, I mean, I think the Masters is definitely one of the most iconic tournaments in golf history. Frank, I think you're frozen. Yeah, so I'll keep talking. The Masters weekend is, not many people know about the Masters because they don't really tune into the show to watch about golf. So the Masters was happening this weekend, and it's like Christmas morning come Thursday morning. And we saw a lot of crazy things that happened over this weekend. And it's like we were talking about, golf is an amazing sport. Obviously, you there, Frank?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad.
You're good. Yeah, let's talk about the Masters weekend.
Yeah, so I think, Ashley, this was the best golf week in a really long time. I mean, I think it really started off on Tuesday with, Rory going, hey, this is the best I ever felt going into the Masters. And I think that says volumes. when he said that, I put 100 bones on him like right away. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah.
I was like, I fell into this trick before, but I'm doing it again. But I think the big kickoff was Wednesday. I think that's always huge, and this might be the dad coming out of me now is seeing the families and the kids really enjoying the par three, seeing the kids head off the tee box, and just you see the guys sort of relax a little bit. They're starting to you heard Max Homa on like the press box talking shit to other players and just going, "Oh, really? You're gonna putt that? Like that's not really. You're gonna putt off the fringe. Isn't this supposed to be a fun time? Like
Right.
You really started understanding that the PGA and the golf world is actually changing. They're really starting to you're starting to understand these players. Like you're starting to see like how Full Swing is. Like you're starting to understand a lot of the backstory. You start understanding the backstory, you're going to start really liking this golf more and more because you know the story behind the story. But I think the Wednesday really kicked it off like perfectly. I mean, it's really introducing them to the families and really understanding it. And then Thursday, I mean, it was awesome. I mean, Rory didn't have a hot start. It was great. And then just Friday, it was just like slowly turning into like, okay, everybody's pretty on the like top 20. Everybody's pretty damn close. And then of course, oh crap. Justin Rose is always starting off at number one. And I'm laughing. I'm like, this poor guy is always number one the first 2 days. And then something always happens. You know what I mean? And Saturday, he sort of fell back. And I was like, oh, man, that's so tough for him. But Rory's Saturday, I think no one would have thought that. I mean, what was it? 2 Eagles?
Absolutely.
2 Eagles?
2 Eagles, yeah.
I mean, I was like, dude, you can't have a better start in the Masters than that on a Saturday, moving day.
But one thing that made the this weekend exciting was you saw a lot of chip-ins from the sand trap from far. We'll talk about it actually right now. So combined, there was between Fred Couples and Bernhard Langer, it is a combined 81 times they played in the Masters, right?
Yeah.
And Fred Couples is one of the iconic, I think, players on tour. He's old now. He's like in his late 50s, mid 60s.
Yeah.
And speaking about the Eagle, this dude just drilled 50-yard shot and got an Eagle. So like just seeing these players, Bernard Langer, again, 41 years, has won the Masters twice, and even with
that was really cool.
Fred Couples, he's been on the Masters 40 years and only won once. So it really goes to show how challenging of a tournament this is, and it blows my mind that the Masters, there is Big Four tournaments in PGA Tour golf. The Masters, you would think, would be the very last one. No, it's the very first one. So it just goes to show like how iconic it is, and it just shows how challenging it is. I mean, that's all I got. I mean, that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, every time you hear that Masters sound, you're just like, oh, the Masters. I can't wait. I can't wait for the tournament. And everything you dream of Masters, it happened this week. It was, you're on the edge of the seat. You're watching everything. You're watching someone maybe sometimes downfall, and you're like, oh, my God, I can't believe they're downfalling this much. Or you're seeing someone that downfall, and then they shot right back up. And then you're like, oh, my God, he's coming back here. He's getting it back. He's getting it back. He's getting it back. And you're like, holy heck, this is insane. I just think altogether, I mean, watching Justin Rose and how much of a pro he is, I mean, yeah, did he have a bad Saturday? But then to shoot a -6, I think he shot a 66 altogether today.
Yeah.
And just watching how much of a professional he was on that practice, hit the ball, even though Rory hit that birdie. He was in the lead until the 18th, and then he missed it. I feel like a lot of pros would have been like, all right, well, this is over. Like, there's no way, there's no way. And I just felt like just looking at all the players. And what's also fun is is just watching the fans' reactions. I think that was the coolest part of today was watching the fan reaction to the scoreboard of every single scoreboard down with Rory, and they're cheering, or you hear, or you hear people cheering that Roy did bogey, because then it's like, oh, we might have a playoff at the Masters. This is sick. So I understand both of the cheering on both sides. You're like, yeah, I do want to watch the career Grand Slam. But at the same time, I would love to see a playoff. I would love to see it get really, close. And I didn't want to see Rory run away with it, but I did want to see Rory win it. But I want to be on the edge of my seat until that 18th hole.
Exactly.
And that's what it gave us. I mean, I think every single golf tournament is mostly like that. Some are runaways. I get it. No worries. But I mean, even like when I went to the LPGA US Open in Lancaster last year, I had a blast. And it was like golf. You just watch these people and any of these pros play, and just their short game is just insane. Like, just like going, okay, like, you don't understand how hard these greens are. Like, my mom came up to me. They miss a lot of putts. I'm like, Mom, these, like, greens are, like, putting on glass. Like, any little, like, divot, like, going down, like, this way, it's going, like, 10 yards that way. Like, it's insanity.
Yeah, and we saw some of the holes, like, if you hit it at the right spot on the hill on the green, it's going to roll back down to the hole. So it's just like, I think that's why Augusta National is one of the greatest courses of all time, because it's designed so well. And the way the greens are cut, I mean, obviously you got pros that, are greens crew, and just it's insane what they can do and how they can, make the greens challenging. And you would think you're on the green, you're playing putt-putt or whatever. For those who are not a big golfer, that's really easy. But if you really think about it, no matter what putt it is, it could be for a bogey, it could be for a birdie, it could be for an eagle. When you have over, I don't even know, 1,000 people watching you and you're like under a microscope, it is so, I mean, I've never done it, so I wouldn't know. But I can imagine how hard it is to really like focus, because you're on live television, you have spectators that are watching, and it's insane. I mean, it blows my mind how crazy this sport is, and how great it can be.
I think the craziest thing is, and I loved the response from Koepka, was when a reporter, do you think someone ever is going to hit a 59 at the Masters? And the guy, Koepka turns around and goes, have you ever played this course? And the guy goes, no. He goes, it shows just by that question. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, that just answers everything about it. I mean, it is one of the toughest courses. And I mean, Amen Corner, I mean, it is one of the coolest, beautiful, deadly golf 3 holes ever. And I mean, like, it's so gorgeous, but man, it has teeth. And that's what I love about it. And it's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's this. Yeah, but that's a goddamn monster too at the same time.
For sure.
Like they have to mentally prepare for that. And that's what I love about the Masters. I really do love about the Masters.
And for those who aren't golf fanatics, Grand Slam, like we mentioned earlier, is winning 4 major tournaments. So it happens very rarely because it's very challenging. So, but it is a big thing. I mean, it happens in tennis for the major tournaments, things of that nature. But I think one thing that I really want to talk about is the rivalry matchup. We got Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy playing day 4 of the Masters. And this was a fucking, I don't know. It was a fist fight. I mean, this was one of the greatest matchups I've ever seen on the Masters, because for those who don't know, last year in the US Open, Rory McIlroy was in the lead and he completely folded. And Bryson DeChambeau was in front of him, and they've never played. Yeah, same. Yeah, these two guys have never played in a tournament together on the same grouping at all. So this was a big day, because DeChambeau, leading up to today, had one of the greatest runs ever. Same with Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy, has been pro since 2011 or 2014, so 11 years. And he was kind of the face. He's the face of the PGA Tour because you got the Live Tour. Live Tour is backed by Saudi money, so a lot of PGA Tour guys are not big fans of it. Anyway, so Rory McIlroy was kind of the face of
the
PGA
Golden
Tour.
Child.
Yeah, the Golden Child. And DeChambeau was kind of the villain. So it was one of the greatest groupings I've ever seen in PGA history. So it was there's a backstory to this. So it was great to see these two guys go head to head together. But yeah, I mean, what do you got to say about this?
I think that the biggest loser of this is just the golf fans in general, because this could be every weekend. Like, this would be awesome seeing DeChambeau. What my thoughts on this is, this should be every week. They need to figure this out as soon as possible, because it was awesome. I mean, I don't care if you're Live or PGA. If you're an amazing golfer, you're an amazing golfer. And I want to watch you play against the best. I want you guys to go against each other. It shouldn't be no side of PGA or Live. I want this figured out as soon as possible. I think this was a big L for the PGA fans in a way, but this week is not an L by any means. Now, the rivalry, I don't think it's a rivalry. I think, ESPN just announced that Bryson DeChambeau just said that Rory talked to him one bit during All Sunday, but that could just be a competitive thing. That could just be, hey, I'm in the zone. I don't need to talk to you. I'm competing against you. I think that's a Rory thing. Now, do I see that him doing that with Lowry? No, I don't see him doing that with Lowry, his best friend. Yeah. People that don't watch golf that much. No, I think it was just a good, clean competition. And then I just think it was just awesome to see. I mean, I bet you the PGA guys were shitting their brick when the first hole, when Rory double bogeyed that, and Bryson bars it, and then he birdied the first hole, if I'm correct. And they deleted a 4-stroke lead right off the bat. And I'm like, oh my God, is this going to be, all DeChambeau show and watch him just win this thing? I was like, this is nightmare fuel for the PGA.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think it was like much to lose for Liv at all, because they're like, hey, our guy's in the front and our number one probably YouTube golfer in the world too. So, I mean, no matter what, it was a great win for everybody. I think the matchup was so built up on Saturday, and I posted stuff about it. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't as big of a match as we wanted it to be. I wanted that to be close until the very end.
Yeah.
DeChambeau had his issues and everything like that, but Justin Rose, he came up out of the smoke and just came up and just kept him honest the whole way, shooting a -6 and then doing a playoff. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, dude. I mean, another.
And Aber too. Aber.
What's up, Fredkin? I haven't talked to you in a minute. I love you. It's probably 8:54 there or whatever it is. But yeah. Another storyline to this is Rory McIlroy was interviewed. I don't know, it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and he was asked about YouTube golfers, right? And he's like, I hate YouTube golfers. Like, they're the worst thing for golf. Well, if people don't know, Bryson DeChambeau is one of the greatest YouTube golfers. I think YouTube golf is a ongoing thing that if you're trying to get into
the hats right now. So
exactly. I'm wearing one of the shirts too from
I'm wearing a Have a Day hat. Shout out to Bob Does Works, but it's one of the. I think what it is, sorry to interrupt, George.
You're good.
But here's my thing: is it's starting to create younger minds going to golf and going, oh, golf is cool. Golf is this. Golf is that. Like, oh, they're learning from shots and like, hey, it's okay to be bad. You're going to get better. Yeah. Do I want to shoot like FP, but I have a slice like Bob? Or, hey, the good guys are doing, this and trying to hit like a hole-in-one with a 3-wood on a par 4. I remember that. That was crazy. Watching that. Or watching Max hit and just watching how good he is and just watching how he talks through a shot and how he needs to figure it out. Or the brothers, I forget the brothers' names, man, and one's actually on tour, and just how they talk about it and how they talk about shooting and going through Q school or something like that. And it's just like really interesting on all the different avenues that you go through with golf and really understand, like, hey, like this is a lifestyle in a way at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And I just love it. I mean, I watch it all the time. My wife got into like watching YouTube golf with me now. She's like, oh, that's this thing that he puts on at, when we go to bed. And now, like, after like 20 minutes of me watching it, she goes, did FP make that shot? Like, I'm like, oh, you're watching now? Like, are you serious? She's like, or you're a giggle from like a smart ass comment from the Jet. So it's like, it's awesome.
Before we get into this comment, yeah, I mean, talking about Rory's game today, I mean, it was one of the most nerve-wracking games I've seen of him. I mean, this is not really. This is what Rory does. He gets that to a hot start, and on the back nine, the final day, he always somehow folds. He had a great shot on hole 7 where he was behind the trees and just kind of darted it on the green and got birdie on there. And he was just playing out. He had some great shots, and it was kind of scary to see him almost unfold towards the end of the round, because this was he like we said, he is the star child of PGA Tour, and to see him lose, everyone's gonna love it, but to see him win, it really kind of speaks volumes. And to Fredkin's comment, Rory cemented as one of the best ever. I would agree with that. I think.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
I'm not gonna say he's a GOAT. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, he hit his career Grand Slam, which is a big thing just to begin with, and just to see
talent. That's how I say it.
Exactly. Well, I don't know about that, because we said that about Joel Embiid, and what is he doing?
Yeah, but you could say that Rory is a generational talent because he won. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Exactly. Only 6 other golfers done that. So
6, yeah.
Yeah. He's on that. He's on the Rushmore. He's on Rushmore.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt in my mind. And being sponsored by Nike, he's kind of, when we started on tour, we viewed him as being the next kind of Tiger Woods, right? And he kind of did that at first, and then he just kind of went downhill. So seeing Rory get this win today was a massive thing for PGA Tour golf, or just golf.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little bit when he won. I mean, everybody was hoping that he won. I mean, even if you weren't a Rory guy or anything like that, at like hole 17, you're like, all right, you gotta win this one. You gotta win this one. You just got to. Like, there was no one really. I mean, I do like Justin Rose a lot, but I was like, God damn it! Like, and even Justin Rose, he's been to second, 3 times now on the Masters, and it's just like, oh man! But this is Rory's time, baby. It's just the crowd's behind him, everybody's behind him. Like, let's go! Like the Bryson crowd after Bryson fell, people are like, okay, I don't mind Rory winning. I want him to win the Grand Slam. I want to see history. And that's what I was really hoping for. I mean, and it went a different way than I was hoping, but yeah, that scared me a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and to this comment, winning the Masters was one of the only things he needed to reach that status. This was one thing holding him back. I would agree.
Wasn't that, Doordan? Wait, what did I tell you this morning? If Rory wins, what the hell are we going to talk about next Masters? Like, what is going to be the big story that we need to talk about? Like, the number one conversation every single Masters for 11 years was, I think Rory's going to do it this year. You think Rory's going to do it this year?
Yeah.
And Rory's hearing it. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God. Like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. A couple times we're like, oh my God, he's going to do it. And then Sunday comes around and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, no. It was definitely mixed emotions today. I mean, it was, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I don't know if he's going to do it. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I don't know if he's going to do it. So that's just how Rory is. And I think, yeah, like you said, like, the common thing that was spoken at Masters previously was, can Rory do it today? Can Rory do it today? Can Rory do it today? Now that he has cemented himself as winning the Masters, you can't have that conversation. So what are you going to talk about? Are you going to talk about Max Homa? Are you going to talk about
or repeat?
Yeah, exactly. Repeat? So I think you will see a different Rory this season
because I think he's going to be more relaxed. I really do think he's going to be more relaxed, and I think he's going to win a lot more.
Yeah, and the thing with Rory is like he's had a mixed bag of emotions since last season. He got divorced with his wife or whatever you call it, got divorced. And then
divorced, and then they got back together. Yeah, I don't think they ever even got divorced. I think it was just like a misunderstanding. But
yeah,
$4 million to tell you that it was a very big misunderstanding now.
Exactly. And now you can look back and laugh at it, but it just, I mean, if you guys can see this picture, I don't know if I have it, just right here. That's just Rory McIlroy, just all the built up anxiety and stress and all that stuff was solidified right here. Like, I fucking did it. Look at me now. And
yeah, he was on the green for a little bit there, and I mean, he was like literally like on his knees, and then just went right down to his head, like right after this, and just started just losing it. And then his caddy's like, "Yo, you good?" He's like, he got up and just grabbed his caddy and just was like, "Oh my god, I fucking did it." And actually, his caddy says, "You fucking did it." And what I lip read there, he goes, "No, we fucking did this," and he was just so happy. And it
like I'm getting chills right now.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my god. And then you saw his little girl, and then his wife, and they went through some shit. Whatever, not a big deal. Like, who gives a shit? Like, everybody has their shit. Just because you're the number one golfer in the world, it gets micro exploded all over tabloids and shit. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a great day for golf, and it was one of the best things that I watched. It's up there with Tiger Woods' last Masters. Personally,
oh yeah, for sure. That was something different. That was insane. 2019, that was a great day. If you're a Tiger fan, but yeah, it's just we had these peaks and valleys in Rory's game today, and he finally did it. I mean, it took him to the playoff. I mean, beating Justin Rose, who kind of was in the lead pretty much all tournament, and then kind of fell yesterday to fifth place or whatever it may be. But yeah, it just. Like we were talking about it earlier. We were saying that like we got so many text messages from our buddies that don't watch golf or don't play golf, and like, holy shit, that was the greatest thing I've ever watched before in my life. That speaks volumes.
I had one of my coworkers, Jess. She's starting to get into golf and starting to just get into watching golf. She goes, I never watched the Masters this closely in my life before, and I am now obsessed with golf. Is it always like this? I go, mostly it is. Just enjoy the ride. And she goes, and I go, welcome to the crack cocaine addiction of golf.
I love it. But I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's one of those sports that, we love playing so much, and even if we have a bad shot, and even if we don't have a good day on the course, we want to come back because you get so addicted. And that's kind of with the same way of just watching golf in general, because people who watch golf until today probably, they just put it on for like a Sunday night or Sunday afternoon nap and just kind of, we don't really care. But I think with how things went today, with it taking to the playoff round, just it being Rory McIlroy winning the Masters finally, it just really put a fire into fans, and it's something that wasn't expected to happen, and yeah, it's just crazy to see that him. It just, when he won, I was just kind of emotional. I was quiet. I was like, holy shit, he actually did it. But I mean, yeah, it's a good thing for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a huge thing for golf. I mean, there's no doubt in that, and I'm still like hyper because of the win. It's insanity. My question is, now here's my crazy question: for you. Do you think if Liv and PGA go together, do you think they have to do it open or a tournament in Dubai to make it correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because
Yeah, I'm just so they don't pay me enough to do that, but to figure this out. But I would just love to know how they're going to do this because they need to figure it out. Because I want it to be like this.
yeah, because I mean, I think it would be I think it'd be cool to watch. Like, okay, this is the tournament. This is an open that decides the future of golf, and I think that probably, yeah, if you fly them out to Saudi Arabia, kind of like the Ryder Cup, and just like get your whatever 15 best PGA Tour guys, 15 best Live guys, and put them head to head. I think that would be an exciting thing to watch.
I think that you need to put the Live and PGA always together now. I think you have to have the tournaments all together. I mean, you just got to figure out what open or whatever you need to do and do it in Dubai. Make them happy for maybe 2 tournaments and just call it a day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then have all the guys play all year round, like all around, and just have a good time and just have, Live and PGA players play like how they play in the PGA because I think the PGA system's so much better than the Live system. But yeah, it's just really interesting of what's going to happen in the next year or two.
Yeah, and again, we'll move on to the next topic in a little bit. But yeah, Rory McIlroy is having one hell of a season already, and I mean it just started, but this is a different Rory we've seen in the past because
It is.
in the past we couldn't really he wasn't a reliable player.
Never number one.
No, exactly.
So
and I mean,
5 1, 2.
This one right here, I think that's a good question that is brought up. It's like, what would happen? What would we be talking about if he lost? I mean, just that he isn't clutch, and I think he doesn't have it all. He's not him. I mean, I saw a tweet after they went to the playoff round from Dave Portnoy, and he's like,
"You choke."
Yeah, Rory's gonna win. If Rory wins, he said Rory probably will win, but he's not it. And I mean, that's a fair point because it's just like for the longest time, kind of relating to the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I'm not even that. The Philadelphia Sixers. We have been promised so much with the Sixers, and we always have a second round out or a first round out. So yeah, I mean, I think the fire will be to his feet, and just kind of he'll get so much shit because it's like you were right there. You were literally you had the hope of winning.
3 feet away.
Exactly.
So this is my theory, and I was actually talking to my buddy who's a really good golfer. I go, if he does not win this playoff, I think Rory is done. I think mentally, I think he's spent. I don't think he could win another big major. I think he's done. I still would root for the guy, but to be 3 feet away to win a Masters and you blew it, I mean, I don't think anybody in their right minds would be okay. I don't mentally. I think he would have taken off like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. People would be muttering stuff. What's going on? He would have been, and I feel horrible, but he would have been like he was after the U.S. Open. How upset he was. Like, I think it would be actually multiple, like times 10 on that because, yeah, man. I mean, that's just ooh. And I was like thinking about that. I was like, if he loses, I don't think we're ever going to see the Rory ever in this kind of focal point here.
And dude, I mean, if you think about it, and then we can get to the next topic, the final topic. You think about it. If DeChambeau was on one today, that would be he would probably have won the Masters because just like the debacle of Rory, towards the on the second 9, it can't be the back 9, the second 9 they have to call it. DeChambeau had all the odds of winning that Rory did. And I mean, if DeChambeau wasn't playing, if he was playing great, I think it'd be a different story, and it would be even worse because a live player winning the Masters against one of the greatest PGA Tour players of all time, yeah, that's gonna draw some questions.
First Masters winner ever to have 4 double bogeys in all of the 4 days is Rory McIlroy.
Do you know who was the only Masters winner to be 2 over or to have a plus score?
Yeah, he shot 73, right? Shot 73.
Yeah, but this guy, this player, this is back in the 70s or whatever. He shot 2 over and he won the Masters. And it was I think it was Fred Couples. I think that's who it was.
Was it?
Was the only player on
I mean, truthfully, if Rory was like he was yesterday, also today, it would have been like 19, like minus 19 or something, like something around there. So, like, he is so lucky he played that well.
Dude, I mean, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the Masters in the past, like, usually the leader is ahead by a lot. I mean, this, like we've said multiple times, this was so exciting just how many times the lead changed and things of that nature. That just brought more excitement and more passion to it. So, all right, Frank, the last question of the night, and we'll get to bed, is if you, and I think I know this answer. I don't know if I do. If you could go pro in any sport and you were the best at it, what sport would it be?
I'd say golf. I mean,
It's kind of close.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You're not getting hit. You're not getting, crushed by other guys. You're not traveling as much. You're traveling, but like you're not like the MLB 62 games. NHL, you're traveling a lot and you're getting banged up. So, and then just golf in general, it's just like, you practice all day, you do this, and you just watch these guys. They're all friends with each other in a way, but like they all respect each other in golf world. And it's just like they love what they do. And you don't see any golfer that doesn't not love the sport. And if you don't love the sport, you're never gonna win. Because there's so many up and downs. And that's what I love about golf. It's just like life. There's a lot of up and downs, but it's just a matter of what the shot after that bad shot's going to happen. Are you going to make a great shot after that? Are you going to do this? How are you going to fix it? You know what I mean? And I think that's what golf is so beautiful in that way.
Yeah, and to answer that question, I think I'd be in the same boat. It's like I think if I could be good at any sport, it would be golf, just because my passion for the sport and how much I love it. And, just seeing these guys that really kind of dive headfirst into playing golf on the Corn Ferry Tour and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be very exciting and a lot of fun because one, you're outside, you're enjoying the nice sun and the weather and things of that nature. And it's just a fun sport, like Frank alluded to. It's like you're not getting concussed. You're not breaking a leg. Mm-hmm. It's the least amount of stress in your body. I mean, you have maybe your shoulders and your feet.
Or outside of a shower.
Exactly. Or, loving the air, Tiger Woods,
Yeah. I mean, golfing, the PGA, for the guys that are always near the cut line, I guess I feel like that's always a real grind. It's grind to go to each thing because you're only getting paid sometimes $15,000, but you spent $8,000 to get there. You know what I mean? So it's a grind for those younger guys, and you gotta love the sport. You cannot not love the sport to go through those days of just grinding it out.
Oh, yeah. No, it's all dedication for sure. And, I mean, granted, guys, you can make still a lot of money even if you don't win the big tournaments. No. Me and Frank were breaking it down. Like one of the players today, Max Homa, He got 12th place. He made like $482,000, right?
Yeah.
So like there's
Okay.
money. I mean, you got to be in that 10%, like that top 10 or whatever. But like it's a fun sport. It's enjoyable, and you know, it's fun to watch. Well, Frank, I know it's getting late. I do appreciate you coming on the show. I'll have you on more often. We'll come together with our show, you know. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show. And you know, where can we find you? And you know, any last words?
You guys can find me at totally Frankable on Instagram, and then that was probably one of the best matches this week. I can't wait for the U.S. Open on Father's Day, on my first Father's Day, by the way.
First Father's Day, and Frank, we got to get on the course here soon. But yes, yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on the show. Everyone that stayed on the show, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for tuning into the Jackson Hour. We'll be back Saturday night next week. Without further ado, I know I say this on my 302 Birds show. Hey, Josh, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit that motherfucking outro.